What's up, nerds? I'm Steve Trezza.
Scott Burnett.
And this is a review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Who You Really Are. It is episode 1X13.
Sure.
Yeah, I think
Go
so.
with that.
Okay, so in this episode, a lot more shit happened, a lot more Inhuman stuff was unveiled.
It was like not just a lot more Inhuman stuff, it was all the Inhuman
It was
stuff.
Basically all
They were
Inhuman
like
shit.
hinting at it, and then they just popped the floodgates. And
Yeah.
they were like, it's everything had to do in this episode was with Inhumans.
Which they still don't show you Inhumans, but they are just like talking about it like nonstop.
Next week I think they'll show more Inhumans.
We'll see. I mean, they still have a lot to...
Who they did show this week is Lady Sif.
They did. Lady Sif comes down to Earth, or Midgard, she says, and decides to fight a Kree who came down to Earth because they had seen that he was on Earth, or they got the notification that he was on Earth.
They got
from Asgard.
They looked at their Facebook, there was a little red thing,
Yep.
and clicked it, and it was like, Kree's nearby.
So...
I would really love to see Lady Sif be a recurring character now that they're facing more...
I don't think they need her.
Threats.
And they didn't... The thing is, like, as much as she was in this episode, they didn't use her.
She was
that
very
much.
disposable.
She was just kind of there.
Yeah, she didn't need to be there.
I still really like the episode. I thought the episode progressed the story a lot. Yeah. But they didn't use Sif to her potential of what they could have done. So Sif comes down, she fights this Kree. The Kree has this weapon that, like takes away your memory.
It's like a meat tenderizer that steals your memories.
They're like, let's just use this. This is fine.
They ran out of money.
They ran out of props.
They went over to the nearest Bed Bath & Beyond, and they're like, what looks like it comes through
space?
we'll
put some rust on it. It'll be fine.
Let's get Jose, the prop guy, to put some rust on it.
So they do that. Then, like, all of a sudden Coulson gets called in. They have to go. They have to, like, tell Sif who she is and, like, start, like, reminding her of who she is.
Son of Cole.
Yeah.
He's like, you remember me from the earlier episode in the season. Paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But then she doesn't remember, and she gets pieces of it back. It was kind of like the beginning was kind of all over the place, but then the end wrangled it in.
It did.
The Kree turns out that he's searching the original site or something.
So the Kree comes down to Earth because the Kree gets, he gets a notification, basically that they had started the, they had used the obelisk to give powers to humans, which basically the Kree created the obelisk to make humans into Inhumans, which were actually Kree slaves.
Yeah, they experimented on humans.
Exactly.
Which I said last week. They have Kree blood in them as experiments, and the thing that unlocks their power is the Terrigen Mist, which is produced by the obelisk, which previously we thought there was only one.
It turns out there's like 8.
There's a big old padded suitcase of it, which doesn't... I don't know why they're in a padded suitcase.
All
missing.
Gone. So they find the padded suitcase, the Kree finds it, S.H.I.E.L.D. gets to him as he finds it, and they tie him up. They bring him and the suitcase back. Simmons opens up the suitcase. Nothing's in it.
Yeah.
It's completely empty, and there's the outlines of all the obelisks in it.
It kind of looked like that scene from Fifth Element.
Yeah.
Where Gary Oldman, with the plastic helmet on half of his head, was like, there's no stones. And then it turns out they're in the Blue Girl. Spoilers.
So
stay tuned for our review of Fifth Element.
So there's no obelisk, which basically, from my understanding, just kind of is like, this has probably been here for a while. So it probably already set up the Inhumans, which, because you kind of saw that in the previous episode, where it's like, there's still Inhumans on Earth and everything like that.
Well, you see it in the preview, too. They're on, like, a high school football field or something, looked like it. And
for the next episode,
and then Cal is, like, controlling a whole bunch. I think the Screamer is one of them. Like, his jaw unhinges and yells. It looked pretty fucking scary.
It looked crazy. But anyway, I mean, this episode was really good.
It's setting up for... But the thing is, Inhumans is so far away.
It is so far away. They have a lot.
I think they blew their load already.
No, I don't think so. And this is like the thing that S.H.I.E.L.D. does really good is S.H.I.E.L.D. This episode is kind of an off episode from the rest of their episodes they've had throughout the season. S.H.I.E.L.D. does a really good job of having this off episode with like side characters and the side story, but still progressing the main story and keeping you interested.
Okay, here's
the other shows that we review don't do that very well.
Here's the problem.
As good as they are.
Okay, this is very much on this topic. With all of these superhero shows, they fucking burn a lot of story.
They do.
Listen, what they should do is stop with these bullshit ass 23 and 24 episode long seasons. Make it real short and concise. This season should have ended with them finding Adeland.
Yeah, but also, S.H.I.E.L.D. has not had a bad episode yet this season.
I know, but
S.H.I.E.L.D. is pitching a perfect season so far, in my opinion.
They're burning through a lot of their source material, which makes me believe they are not going to make 4 more seasons. I guarantee you before Inhumans comes out, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will not be a show.
We'll see, because again, they're pitching a perfect season right now, in my opinion. Has not had a bad episode yet this season. Still going strong.
But think about Arrow for 3 seasons. Doesn't it seem like it's been on for a lot longer than 3 seasons?
But, whatever. But Arrow still does Monster of the Week at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And S.H.I.E.L.D. did that in season 1.
Yeah. They kind of
haven't done it all this season.
What about the guy that touches the shit and it turns into the same material as it? He like touched the tire and then touched the album.
Yeah, but they still progress the main storyline with it. Whereas like Arrow and Flash, they kind of like take a break from the main storyline and go off on these like side stories that like don't really mean anything.
Flash is still good though.
No, they're both still good. But I'm not saying that they're bad. But I'm just saying that S.H.I.E.L.D. as they'll still do these side stories. Yeah. But it'll have, like, a deeper meaning and still progress the main story.
I'm just having trouble seeing where the fuck it's going to go for the next 3 years.
Yeah, whatever. Don't. If it's not broke, it's not broke yet. Don't try to fix it.
Yeah, but the thing is, it is in danger of being broke very fast.
It's not, though. It's not.
This can get old. It can get old. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to be the haters.
They're progressing.
I love the show.
They're progressing the characters. They're still doing. I still think they're really doing a very good job of.
Marvel did a quick turnaround on how bad their TV shows were.
They did.
And then they switched it around. They have one they're focusing on rather than a big universe that they're trying to develop, which they're tying in their TV universe with the movie universe. That's not what DC's doing. DC's making its own universe for TV, its own universe for movies, and it's like kind of disjointed because you got like 2 characters cast as the Flash and 2 characters cast as this. And
DC's stupid for doing that.
Marvel is it's this nice little addition that when you do see the movies, they're gonna pay homage to the people who do watch the show. So there's gonna be like little stuff in the movies that you're like, oh, that was from S.H.I.E.L.D., but you don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
which is nice, and the show is very enjoyable. It's got a lot of pretty people in it. Coulson's funny.
Again, like S.H.I.E.L.D., what they're doing is they're doing a really good job at progressing the characters. I feel like that's a lot of what is going on.
Too much progression for Simmons.
No, I don't know. Fitz and Simmons they're progressing them in so completely different angles.
Splitting.
I love it.
I like that.
No, I think it's great.
But Simmons is overreacting.
But the whole team is overacting. The only person that's really on Skye's side, it's Fitz, it's Coulson, it's kind of May, and then the whole rest of the team is not against her, but they're kind of like we have to we have to be prepared for what she's capable.
They were kind of
because she finds out she actually finds out her power, and the whole team in this episode finds out this guy isn't human.
Yeah, they're kind of all like wary, and then Simmons is hyping them up.
Simmons is like, but she hasn't really done anything yet since she found out that Skye. Like she's not saying like we need her head or like anything like that. Yeah,
you can't spell overreacting without ovaries. This is what I'm saying, people.
I mean, we'll see. The other thing that happened in this episode, which is kind of drawing everyone, is kind of a side story that's been going on for the past couple episodes, but it's kind of getting big now. Is the whole story of what's going on with the triangle of Bobbi, Mack, and Hunter. Yeah. So Bobbi and Mack are part of something. We don't know what yet.
They're adding this story so people don't forget about them.
They're part of something.
They're very secondary characters.
Well, they're secondary characters, but they've developed a home here in S.H.I.E.L.D. I feel like, and they're definitely characters in the show.
Yeah.
Season 2 came in. I think they're relevant and everything now, and they're all likable characters. Yeah. Bobbi and Mack are part of something. We don't know what yet. They're part of some organization. What are they? Are they Hydra? I don't think so. Are they Hydra? Are they another division of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Are they working for Fury? Are they working for who?
Theory.
And Hunter is onto them.
Pick me.
I will pick you.
Pick me.
But Hunter's onto them. So he, at the end of the episode, he confronts Mack because he's like, I know that something's up. You're not hiding this shit from me anymore. I know you're not in a support group because that's what Bobbi originally told him. And then Hunter chokes him out until he passes out, and then episode ends. So You have a theory. What's your theory?
I think they are Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. protect against domestic terrorist threats like Hydra and all that bullshit. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are basically the space police. Anything interstellar that comes down into the world, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. take them out. I think with the addition...
Because when they find out that it's a Kree, they're like, should we call for backup?
Yeah.
And Hunter hears that, and he's like, who's backup? So he confronts them later and is like, who's backup? And they won't tell him, and they won't let him in on it.
It's okay, I'm super smart. I don't know a lot of stuff.
Could be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, it sounds kind of dumb, but...
No, it's
no, I'm not saying my theory sounds dumb. I think the name is stupid.
But, you know, like what else could it be? Because, like... The only thing I could think of, and I still don't even think that it might be this, but I was like, maybe they're working for Fury. Maybe it's like another division of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, because Fury's always got eyes on things, and he's always
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is another kind of, it's a subsidiary.
So, but I was also kind of like, I don't think that's it, though. I think it's something else. I don't, they're not working for Hydra.
Yeah, I just busted out that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theory right now. I didn't, when we were in our planning stages, I didn't tell him about it. So he's just as shocked as you all are.
So, could be.
Right, I am.
We'll see. We'll find out next week. There's still a lot of questions going on. The story is still progressing very well.
I'm very interested week by week to see where it's going.
Exactly.
I don't, with Flash and Arrow, I'm, very interested, but, their hiatus came at a good time.
Also, the show, as much as it's, a superhero show, it reminds you that it's still a spy show.
Yeah, for now.
And yeah, they had some episodes last season where it was it broke into the action. It's every episode's action after action. But I still love that.
Well, I'm just saying with the addition of Inhumans, it's gonna quickly go from a spy show.
It will, but I think it's still gonna be that heavy spy show with undertones of superhero action. You know.
Well, it's gonna be hard to undertone Inhumans because they're over the top powerful. You saw it with the Reader. I think he's the Reader.
I'm pretty sure he's the Reader.
Quake, who not only can shake stuff, she can disintegrate matter. She was holding a gun and it just fell apart.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. It looked really good too.
They definitely upped their budget with the special effects.
Yeah, Spiky Girl, female Bowser, whatever the fuck her name is. Rena, she's still there. And next week there's a whole Inhuman vs. S.H.I.E.L.D. episode. Which I don't know how they're gonna fucking win, but
it's gonna be good. I mean, the show's on a really good path. Again, like
Cal
I said,
is Dr.
they're pitching a perfect
Mr.
season.
Hyde.
So
her Skye's dad is
Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, so he can turn into he's basically the Hulk. So, I don't know what they're gonna do with that if they're actually gonna show it. Basically the whole episode with the Diviners missing, then there's division in S.H.I.E.L.D. because Skye's an Inhuman, and they were so against Inhumans but now one of their own is an Inhuman. They don't know what the hell to do.
The other thing is it's raising a lot of questions too, because it's it kind of finished with their Hydra season. They kind of wiped their Hydra storyline. They kind of wiped their hands with it. It's gonna come back because Ward's still out there, and Ward's eventually gonna come back. But they wiped their hands of the Hydra storyline, and now they're kind of starting to focus on the other storyline, which is probably the Inhuman.
It's so
which eventually
clear.
is going to it's going to tie in with Avengers when Avengers comes out.
It's very, very clear where they decided to write Inhumans into this season.
Yeah.
They were let's trickle it in and then cut Hydra out completely and then focus on Inhumans.
Yeah. So that's what's happening.
Whatever. If we're getting an Inhuman show before the movie, fuck yeah, I'll watch it.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. More superheroes. It's all good.
So yeah, another great episode. I can't wait. Next week gonna be awesome again. I think.
Yeah, it's more action.
I'm very confident in it.
More villain Inhumans. I like how there is a significantly unbalanced amount of villains compared to heroes, because Skye's the only good Inhuman so far.
Well, the Readers could be good. You don't know that.
I think he's a vigilante anti-hero, if anything.
We'll see. Still hero.
I don't think that.
Hero.
Well, I don't think he's there to help anybody. But he's got no eyes. He can't see who's good or bad anyway.
We'll see. We'll see next week.
Okay, so he's the one, if you saw last week's episode, he's the one that touches the tin and can manifest things. I didn't touch on it last week. Why doesn't he just... No, I did touch on this, but this theory/joke. Why doesn't he just touch something that says eyes?
And then make eyes.
And then just make eyes.
They didn't think that much into it. Maybe he's like, damn it!
How do I write Braille in eyes? And he's like stabbing a can.
Anyway,
So
it's still going. It's going strong. It's going good. I think it's going to continue to be good. We have another episode next week. As I said before, I think they're pitching a perfect season, or as Scott says, a no hitter.
Yeah.
Whatever. They haven't had a bad episode yet.
There hasn't been one where I walked away and I was like, oh, that sucked. They're good. Yeah, they're not all perfect, like he's saying, but
it's all good episodes.
I think there was a big 8-week or 10-week hiatus between like half seasons where you kind of forgot the first half.
Yeah, but you know what? I also didn't watch S.H.I.E.L.D. for the first half, so I came in watching season 2 as soon as it started and just continued on when it came and picked back up. And I've noticed
it's good.
It hasn't been bad.
It's good. It's good.
So
Flash and Arrow definitely had weaker episodes. I don't think
100%.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has had that weak of an episode.
I think S.H.I.E.L.D. is the best superhero
it
show
technically
on TV
had
right now.
and
that's what I think.
It had technically had an 8-week intermission of a complete turd.
Yeah, well,
of Agent Carter.
Whatever.
If you, I shit on celluloid and aired it at Tuesdays at 8 on ABC.
Anyway, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s gonna pick up again next week. It's gonna be awesome. Check out our Walking Dead review, which we aired earlier this week. Make sure to watch S.H.I.E.L.D. again and check out all of our other videos. Make sure you like, favorite, and subscribe. And we'll see you again next week.
There's some cool shit coming this week. Watch it.